Dreams live here with Bayut. Find your next home. Browse from over 200,000 listings for rent and sale in the UAE. Download the app or visit Bayut.com.
Second week of a brand new year, and of course, one thing that remains is our regular segment with Bayut and Dubizzle. And joining us now to talk through the market as a whole, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome into the studio the CEO of Bayut and Dubizzle, head of Dubizzle Group, MENA region, Haider Khan. Haider, thanks for joining us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of you as well, and good morning.
And we hope it is a happy new year for you throughout the year. Right, let's kick off with all things PropTech. Why are we kicking off with all things PropTech? Because, well, it's one of the buzzwords in the market at the moment, real estate technology sector. PropTech is, we're led to believe, on the cusp of a new dawn. Many of the predictions suggesting that it's projected to reach approximately $32.2 billion by 2030. Obviously, we know that the UAE market is a little different from other real estate markets. What's your sort of reading of PropTech for the next 12 months?
I mean, as you pointed out, it's a bit of an overloaded term. If you look at our sector or the property sector across the globe, the way it's still transacted, it's still pretty traditional. And I think when you look at PropTech, there are many different areas where you can look at. If you go into construction, you could say that's, there's what is happening on that side. If you look at the big developers and what are they doing on their side. If you go into secondary market, which is existing homes. And then finally, when you come to kind of the new projects, what's happening on that side, what's happening with the rental market, what's happening with short-term rentals. So there's a lot in PropTech. I think if we come to the UAE market, and that's at least where our focus has been, and I think that's the most important thing, which is really to address the fundamentals, which is create more transparency, get real genuine content out there for the users to consume. Because that's where kind of the journey begins, and I think there's still work to be done over there.
I mean, I'm looking at a number of the analysts out there, and a lot of them talking about capital availability, interest rates, obviously the inflationary pressure, all of these, and it's very difficult, and I feel a little unfair asking you to look into the crystal ball at the moment, predicting what's going to happen in the next 12 months, mergers and acquisitions, the horizon of innovation, all of these phrases doing the rounds. But if you were to pick a couple of bold predictions, if you like, at the beginning of the year, and then we can get you back at the end of the year to reflect on them, what would it be? What do you predict for this space this year?
I think there's a lot of stuff that's been happening over the years. When it comes to AR, VR, AI kind of has been important in the last couple of years. Generative AI, as well as just how can it actually further assist users? When we try to sum it, I think a couple of areas where, one, if we particularly talk about the UAE market, I think generally I just feel very positive about the market, and I think it's going to do well in 2024. I think the trends are going to continue, just purely based on supply, demand, and what we've seen in the last couple of years. That's just my personal opinion. Disclaimer.
There's data to back it up. That's for sure.
And I know you're going to have me back at the end of the year, so then I got to put it out there. But I hope that we can make progress in bringing a bit more innovation to the sector, and making data more relevant and available. As I said, there's been a lot of technology that's been pushed on this sector. But if you actually look at it, what has really materialized, there's not that much. We're still doing things the way we were doing back in the day. So I'm hoping that data would be important. And that's what we're betting on. And then second, we are also betting on AI, and kind of trying to be an AI first organization. And what I mean by that is not necessarily just the AI term to just make it sound relevant because everybody is doing it, but genuinely, how can we assist the users? And last year we launched Bayut GPT, which is a conversational way of talking to the portal. we want to feed it more and more data in terms of making sure that the queries are answered more appropriately, and you get people to the results a lot faster, and educate them along the way. So, for example, if you're looking for properties that have a certain ROI, etc., how do you figure that out today? I think that's where generative AI can really help. So data and AI are two areas that we're going to be focusing on. Yeah.
And obviously, these are addressing some of the issues that you feel are issues that need to be addressed. But what are the sort of, looking at a sort of more macro scale, what are the big challenges out there for the market at the moment, and how can they be addressed?
I think if we set aside, as you can. As you already know, and you understand that a lot of the world, the interest rates are very high right now. That's put a pressure. Like if you look at the U.S. market, UK market, also has variable mortgages. So essentially, at least the U.S. market has fixed mortgages. So a lot of that is protected. I think some of those products could be helpful across the globe. So I think if people can, on that side of things, can figure out how to make payments a bit more stable, and I think that would be good. And also, as the world is becoming more and more global, how do you invest in property across the globe? I think that also is not very transparent right now, or it's not. You don't even know where to start. If somebody was to buy a property, if I want to buy a property in Spain, where do I start? How do I go about it? Effectively, if you're going to be living here or wherever you're living, you're going to buy a home over there. You're going to live in it. But if you're going to buy an investment product, where are you? Where in the world should you be buying? And how do you kind of bring all of that information together? I think that is a pretty difficult challenge. But there are so many opportunities out there.
Just finally, we've got 1 minute remaining with you. For somebody who's been on such an extraordinary personal entrepreneurial journey, and in the spirit of that sort of entrepreneurial opportunity here in the UAE, are you still enthused by the market, not just real estate, but by the Dubai market as a whole?
Oh, absolutely. I think I'm very upbeat about it. If you just look at any sector over here, I think starting with traffic this morning, it's busy, and that's awesome. While it's not so nice to be in that traffic, but it's lovely to see that the city has a good vibe about it right now.
Rather be in the traffic than elsewhere. That's for sure. That's right. Haider, it's always good to catch up with you. Really appreciate you. Big thanks to you and the team for your support as well. Haider Khan is the CEO of Bayut and Dubai, head of Dubai Group, MENA. All the best for 2024.
Thank you so much.
This is the Business Breakfast.
Your ARN